Welcome back to the channel, guys. This one here is going to be the barn find, one of them. We're going to do the first one today. I'll probably show you both of them. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how their people are over there about recording and stuff, but I'll definitely do what I can to show you we'll go over the car real quick. We'll load it up on a trailer and then we'll get it back to the shop. I may go and take it to the car wash and clean it real good first because it's been sitting for quite a bit of time. So we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to do a little introduction here at the shop before we take off. I just got the trailer hooked up and let's go for it. Let's go get this bad boy. Be right back. All right, guys, here we are. Here's the first one. It's a 66 Mustang. It's been sitting 20 plus years. I don't even know when the last time it was tagged. 08, if that's even correct. I don't know. But we're gonna get it cleaned up or brushed off here, get it pulled out front here so we can get it on the trailer. I'm gonna try to get it rolled out of this barn. But pretty solid car. The other one, there's a bunch of stuff in the way. So we'll look at it when we come back. But we'll get more of this inside and stuff once we get it to the shop after we clean it up. The inside's real nice too. It's pretty nice inside. Pretty clean car. We got a lot of cleaning to do. And I think it's I'm not sure if it's a 289 or a 302 car, but well, I messed something up with the focus, guys. There we go. All right, let me get this thing put on the trailer here. The people don't want to be on camera, so we're gonna just load it up and then I'll bring you guys back once we get it to wherever we're going. So give me a few. All right, guys, we got here at the car wash. Let's kind of go around a little bit. I'm going to hose it off, kind of see what we got here. Underneath, we got, looks like a 9-inch with some little ladder bars. It is a 4-speed car. 4-speed car, pretty solid, man. It's really solid car. Got some cherry bombs on it. So I was talking to her. So back in 08, I think it's got front wheel disc. Yeah, front wheel disc. Back in 08, the guy's brother came down and they got it running and they drove it around the block a few times. I don't know what they did. They tagged it and drove around the block, and they was going to start doing stuff to it, and that was the end of it. It had some kind of looks like it's got an aluminum radiator in it. The wheels look pretty decent on it. Probably just need to steel wool them up. That might be kind of rough there. Well, we'll see. It kind of chipped off. Yeah, no, it's coming off. We'll see how they look. They may look all right. So what we're doing with this is the guy that owns the Gold 66, the Galaxy. I'm sorry, the 65. We're going to start trying to find some of these cars and get them running, clean them up, and sell them. So that's what's going on. That was the thing I was hiding from you guys. Anyways, it's solid trunk, solid floors. Let's get this thing washed off. We'll get the engine compartment popped up here in a second, and we'll see what's inside of it. Give me a few. I'm gonna get some quarters in this machine. Here we go. I'm gonna bring the camera to the front here in a minute, guys. Thing's wanting to take off. Cleaning up nice. Somebody pulled on it with something underneath here and bent that a little bit. Probably straighten that up. It's like a little 289. No, actually, this is a stroker motor. My bad. Yeah, this is a stroker. That's what he said. It was a stroker motor. I'll tell you all about it here in a little bit. Hang on. So the other car is a 71 or 2 Mustang. I'm going to clone into a Mach 1. Anyways, this is a stroker motor. There's a Kazi built engine on a stand that we may put in the other car or not. I don't know. That motor's a little worn out. This is a stroker. I need to get all the stuff on it to find out what's what. But I'm going to let that soak a little bit. There's all kind of crap and stuff coming off of it. But let's let me show you. Well, let's wait. We'll rinse it off first. There's a bunch of soap in here. It's not dirty, so I'm not going to use no degreaser. I'm just going to let this soak. Guys, I'm going to rinse it all off. I'll bring you back once I'm getting it rinsed. It's starting to get water that way. I don't want to get my stuff wet. Okay, give me a few, then I'll take you around it once it's cleaned up here. All right, guys, we're back at the shop. Man, that thing really cleaned up nice. A little bit of steel wool on them wheels, and I think they'll be super nice. Still got to clean the inside, but this thing cleaned up like a gem. I'm serious. I didn't know it was that clean. I mean, that's a clean little car. Really is. Once we get it all ready, I'll let you know what he's posting it for if anybody's interested. Let me show you the motor. So, like I said, this is a 289 stroker. whatever that would come out. I'll have to find out through him, through the guy that we got it from. But it's a clean little motor, no leaks nowhere. I mean, underneath it's dry. Even where it sat, there's nothing. I mean, I don't know if that battery's any good or not. Probably not. I don't even know what the date is on it. 11 of 21, so we'll see. And that might be one they stuck in it just here recently. I don't know. Maybe to try to get the turnover. I haven't even tried to see if it was free or anything as far as turning over. That blade on the front is real sharp. I ain't gonna do it like that. But yeah, it's a Sunday right now. It's a little late, but I got it all cleaned up. I wanted to show you guys real quick, and then we'll I want to get the inside cleaned out real nice, blow it out real good before I get it in the shop. I just don't want to invite any rodents in if they're still in it. They might be, they might not be, I don't know. But like I said, it's been in a barn for many years. Man, that's a nice little car, guys. Cleaned up really nice underneath, everywhere. Yes it did. I'm probably going to try to suck the fuel out of the tank and see what's what with that, so we can get fresh fuel in it, prime the motor, get some oil up going through it, that kind of thing, before we try to even turn it over. Really sharp little car, guys. All right, I'll bring you back as soon as I'm at the next part of it. Okay, we got the Mustang all, you've seen it at the car wash, washed up. Yesterday I went ahead and, man. So I put some of these on. I cleaned up the nasty, all kind of poop and pee in that carpet. Anyways, I tried to vacuum up what I could in an old vacuum. I didn't even want that in my good vacuum. And then I took the guy's blower and I blew out what I could, and I got it pretty blowed out. But the carpet has a little bit of wear on the passenger side and somewhere else I've seen, so we just ordered some new carpet for it. I was going to try to power wash it, but it is so soaked with pee, guys, and poop and puke and whatever else they was doing in there. I mean, there had to be chipmunks, squirrels, who knows, mice, rats, whatever got in there. I'm surprised the whole interior is not chewed up in it, to be honest with you. But what we're getting ready to do now is, I'm going to take you out here in a second. We're going to go ahead and pop the seats out and probably rip the carpet out and get that stuff just setting aside. And then I want to pull the car. I got the Galaxy ready. Guys, the Galaxy is kind of like an ongoing thing. We keep adding stuff to it, like you've seen the cam and all that stuff. I'm finishing up on the AC system in it. I had footage on that, guys, but I lost most of it, so I won't be posting that, unfortunately. It sucks, too, because it was pretty cool how I made all the brackets and did all that. And maybe we'll do another one in the future, because we're going to, like I said, we're going to buy some of these older cars and try to get rid of them. Anyhow, and then this winter we're going to paint it. We're going to strip off the top, take out the glass, and do a decent paint job on that gold car, because it's going to be the only thing left on it. And then he just wants it to be nice for later on when his grandkid gets old enough and it ends up going to him, you know, in the future. So anyhow, that's that. But I got it ready. I don't know if I showed you guys the gauge pod I made. I 3D printed. I got it all mounted up in there. Everything's mounted and done. Because of the oil pressure gauge had to run through the firewall, and you got to unhook all that stuff and the water temp, and then run it through the gauge pod, back through the firewall, and hook it back up. You can't take out off the back of the gauge, which sucks. So anyhow, that's all done. I'm getting ready to pull it. We're going to do the seats out of that first and the carpet, scoot this cutlass over, which we have to put lifters in that. It's all kind of going to come up here real soon. And then I'm going to bring the Galaxy over here with it. And then we'll pull the Mustang on the rack. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it because it's not running yet. You guys have seen everything I've done to it so far, other than cleaning the poop out of it. I didn't think you wanted to watch me clean that. So give me a second. I'm going to bring you guys out here, and we're going to try to get this back seat out in the front seats. Hang on one second. All right, you guys. Let me show you in here real quick. So it's kind of the light glare and stuff. But man, that stuff was so bad, guys. It was super bad. I mean, there was no way I was going to deal with that. So over on that side over there, in the front bottom corner over there, or off to the side over there, it's wore out. It actually smells better in here. It just smells like an old car now. It smells so, ugh, I can't stand it. But these seats, if you look, I think that just needs cleaned up. I think it's kind of like a mold, I think, from the moisture. You know, I don't think it's black mold. I think it's like a moisture, like a, I don't know what, it may be, I don't know. But anyhow, I got my gloves on. Let's mount this back up. I should have a respirator on, messing with this stuff. I ain't trying to get freaking respiratory infection. Oh man, trying to have no spiders crawl me either. I'm not a fan of spiders, guys. Let's see if these go down all right. Them damn stink bugs, buddy. They are everywhere. They get in the smallest areas. All right, so the way these come out, let me try to get you over here. Try to get it in a spot where you guys can see. So the way those come out is you got to push in and up, and then that bottom will come out, and then this back part's got a bolt on each side. So let's try it. Let's make sure the spider's getting ready to come on our head. I ain't trying to get that. Gross. Gross. Okay. All right, we got that one. Ooh, there's stuff underneath there, guys. I hope there's no visitors. Hope there's no residents. Hope there ain't no residential people in here. Family. No, it ain't that bad. Not as bad as I thought it would be. I'll show you the trunk too. The trunk is super clean. Man, I can't believe they don't have these literally just tore up. I really can't. That is freaking amazing. I'm gonna have to get that back out here, vacuum this crap out of here. And then I don't know if these seats are bolted through the very bottom. If they are, we'll do them on the lift. I need to look. Let me look real quick. Yep, I believe they are. Yep, so we'll do them on the lift, so we're not struggling out here. Actually, I'm just going to vacuum that out right now. I don't know if I can get to that bolt. Where is it? Oh, they don't got one on it on either side. So, take it up too. Nice. Unbelievable how this is not just freaking ate up. All right, cool. Very cool. Let me grab an extension cord in that wet back. We'll suck the rest of this nasty stuff up. That sucks because I just put all that stuff in a bag I'm throwing outside. I didn't want it stinking up. Maybe I'll undo it and dump this wet back in there, because I had it cleaned out after I sucked all that crap out. Give me a few, guys. This friggin' wetback might be forever stinky. It's one I don't care much about. I just want to get this loose litter crap up. I am totally shocked. I swear I thought this was going to be. All right, let me finish this up, guys, so you guys ain't watching me vacuum, even though I can speed it up in the editing. Okay, got the vacuuming done. I wanted to show you this, guy. This is not sponsored. This is from Vevor. I've gotten a few things from these guys. I 3D printed this box for this thing here. Pretty awesome little battery charger. I made some compartments inside, and it's pretty sweet. And I use it so far on my Kodiak, and believe it or not, that thing's got 3 batteries in it, and this thing got it charged up and jumped it. So that's awesome to me anyways. So it's got a feature on it that's supposed to, if the battery's dead, it's got a feature on it where you can I forget what it says, but we'll see here in a second. I forget what it was called. It's like a repair mode. It's like a force, you know. And a lot of these new chargers, they won't, if the battery ain't got juice in it, it won't even start it to try to charge it. So this here, it's got that special little feature. Nice, dude. This one here is the bigger one, the GS40 or GS450C. It is a 450 watt one. So if you guys are interested, maybe I'll throw it down in the description there. So Vevor, if you guys see this, maybe you got plenty of stuff there that I'm interested in. I can maybe do a review on something you guys got. All right, so let's hook it up. Make sure there's a correct. Yes. Okay, now, so it's not showing no voltage, guys, none. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, okay, so we got a charging, maintain. I can't see out here. Oh, I cannot see. And force mode, and there's one more here, desulfation. All right, so let's go to force mode. And guess what, guys? It is taking a charge. It's starting. So it's on auto voltage and auto current. So currently it's only at 2 point something. It's trying to get it started. So let's see what it does. Let's see if this battery starts to try to take anything. If not, we're gonna have to try to find a battery and stick it in it. But let me even see if we got lights or anything. No, nothing yet. But I'm gonna leave those on just so there's a little current draw. Did I push start? Yeah, it says charging, and it chooses the battery type and everything. If you leave it on auto, it'll go through, and I don't know what that beep is. Maybe it's telling me that we can't do it. Maybe this thing is bad. Let's pause it. Let's see what this does. I think that desulfation is to drain it if you're going to store it for a long time. I'm almost sure. So let's pause that. Put it back in the force mode. Push start. Let me pause this. Let me do it this way. Okay. Let me choose 12 volts, 20 amps. We're in force mode. See if I can get it to do something now. I don't know what the beeping is. I don't think it's, oh, it showed 0.1 volt. So it's got some sort of life to it. Let me try to do this. Let me try to unplug this, take the negative off, put the power back on, choose my voltage, 12 volt, 20 amps, force mode, start. Yeah, before it was trying to charge at 6 volts. But you know what? Maybe that's what it does. It does 6 volts first to try to get it up to par, and then it goes from there. I've got nothing so far, lights or nothing. This battery's probably done, guys. So let me grab the, because what I want to do is crank this thing over and prime it with no spark to try to get the oil through the block a little bit. So let's keep this out here. And what we're going to do is go grab one out of one of these cars, and I'm going to, give me a second. I'm going to get situated here. I don't want to drop my charger. I got it unplugged. Give me a few. Okay, I got a battery in it. I got our charger on it. It's saying it's up to 14.6 volts now, and it's charging at 23.9 amps, which is good. It's taking a charge quick. Let's check and see the oil. Okay, well, it's actually pretty clean, actually. So I tried to bump it inside with the key, and it didn't do anything. We got juice. So I hooked my button up, and now it's doing it. So I don't know if we're not getting some kind of power in there or what, but I'm gonna crank on this for a second. I'm gonna try to get some oil through it. We need to adjust that starter. That good fuel. That sounds weird right there, that jump. Let's give it a break. Yeah, that little jump in there, I don't know if we got a dead cylinder or a valve stuck or what. Not closing all the way maybe, I don't know. But I turned over on the crank before I cranked that, and it spun freely, real free, like no problem at all. So I'm just wondering if the just ain't seated good in there from where it's been sitting. He said he went out like every few months and churned it over, not starting it, because I guess he couldn't get it running for whatever reason. But he's got some health issues, so I don't know when that stopped, you know what I mean? So we'll see here. I think what I'm going to do is I'll crank it a few more times off camera, get some oil pressure. I'm going to go watch this gauge in here and see when it bumps up. And we'll put the fire to it and see. The gas don't even smell super bad. I mean, it's got a little bad smell to it. But let me do that for a few. I'll be right back. All right, let me fill you in, guys. So I've been cranking, and I can't get the gauge to pop up at all. Sometimes they need to start. So anyways, I stuck this little, I tried to bump it over with the key on and this button, and I wasn't getting no fire. Well, I looked down here in the coil wire, it was off. So I bumped it again, and I just bumped it. Hang on a second. Well, anyways, after I fixed that wire, I checked it again with the test light, and everything was fine. I ain't bumped it yet or nothing. I'm gonna go try to start it with the key real quick and see what it does. Because like I said, I must have cranked already like 15 times, let that thing up and down, and the gauge is not moving at all. So let's see what it does with the key. I'm gonna try to bump it over with the key. Now that the coil's got juice. Oh shit! The gauge is still at 0, guys. I still ain't got nothing. No, it's something else. We got no oil pressure, which is kind of messed up because they told me the only thing that was wrong with this is they couldn't get the valves adjusted. So we need to get it on the rack, get the oil pan dropped, take the valve covers off, go through the valves, make sure they're correct. I don't know, because they've been messing with the valves. He's had 2 or 3 people messing with the valves. Evidently nobody's paid attention to the oil pressure gauge. I don't know if that's slinging it or not. No, it's dry in there, guys. The head is dry, but we ain't got no oil pressure. I mean, man, it fired right up though. It scared the crap out of me. Okay, well, there's nothing else we can do with it other than I gotta get this gold car out of here, get this thing on the lift, and get ready to drop the pan and stuff in it. I hope this motor's good, guys. It's supposed to be a stroker motor. That's gonna really suck because I was hoping this is gonna be a quick cleanup, get it running smooth so he can flip it. Man, that sucks. That really sucks. Okay, let me get the gold car moved around, and then I gotta wait for somebody to come over here to help me get this thing in the garage, to help me push it up on the rack, and then we'll get it tore apart. That's all we can do. Okay, be back. I wanted to show you guys that real quick. Pretty cool little spark plug deal. See if you got fire. Yeah, here's that end that was broke off on the coil. I just put the heat shrink type on there. All right, be back when I get on the rack. Okay, we got it inside. I want to show you a couple things here. We're going to do the other side together. So I made some new shackle brackets because it was up just a little too high in the back. So I made some, hang on, let me get up here. Let me show you what I made. Okay, where are they at? Okay, here's the new ones. They're at 6 inches. The old ones are down here and they were at 9 inches. So I think I dropped it down 1.5 inches is what it ended up being on this side. Of course, we won't know till the other side's done, but it looks so much better. It was just way up in the back, but it's got a nice little stance to it now. Okay, now as far as the engine noise, I think I figured out what's going on here. You get this back in the tripod. Okay, you get this out of the way for a second. So I've seen this before. Listen, you know what that is? That's the oil pickup. The screen and everything is down and fell off the pump. So because I started again once I got it in the shop and it was quieter. So, and it had a ton of oil in it. This pan holds a bunch of oil, so it must have just been right below the pump there where it was just getting, you know, skimming the top of the oil and giving it enough to go through the motor real quick to quiet it back down. Just a little, because it was still a little noisy, but it never had like a rod knock. And I didn't leave it running long. I just quickly. And besides that, they were the people that had it before him. It was they thought it was in the valve adjustment, so they kept on adjusting them, starting it, blah blah blah, all that. I don't know how many times. So who knows? I'm going to get the inspection camera, and we're going to stick it in here and see what we can see real quick. I know it is that, but let's just do it just for the fun of it. And also on that shackle thing, I'm going to do the other side with you guys so you guys can see how I do that. Because there's a couple of videos on YouTube where there's one guy that does it with this white 66 Mustang, and he just pulls them out and it doesn't, he's saying that the spring don't move. Well, that's not true. When you pull the bolt out, and I don't know what he done to make it hold, because you're definitely going to have pressure on that spring. If your car's sitting on the ground, it's going to go up to the bottom of the frame. So you're going to need to either bring hold something up, the body up away from the, you know, from the shackle, and bring it up away from it to keep the pressure off of the rear end, is what you're basically going to have to do. Jack up that corner of the bumper or the frame up in there, or however to pull that spring away from the shackle. Because if you just do it like that, it's going to be under pressure. When you pull the bolt out, it's going to want to go up to the frame, the rear, you know, of the spring when you pull that shackle bolt out. So, but we'll do that side together so you guys can see. Let me grab the camera and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, what I'm going to do is this is a articulating camera with a front view camera and a side view camera. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get one part of this in here. I'm going to record this, guys, and on my SD card here. Matter of fact, let me get it on. Oh no, that stop pauses it. Yep, I just took pictures. So we need to get it to video. Let's see. Album. I'm not going to make you guys watch this stuff, so. Okay, so let's go back to the menu. I don't know how to control this one yet, guys. Yep, there it goes. Okay, we're recording. All right. So let's get it in here. First thing we see. So I'm on the front view camera. Let me see something here. What was that up there? Okay, that's the bottom of the, I believe that's the pump. But it looks bolted on, don't it? Something fell off. Okay, so I believe it's off for back here. On the, let's try to turn this some. Let's try to go this way. Hang on. Let me try to turn this thing. This is going to be tough to do. And I got a bunch of oil on it. These are water and oil proof, and let me try to get this thing turned this way. Upwards. Turn it sideways. I don't got that screen cleaned up good. Hang on. There we go. It's still a little, I thought I seen it. Guys, hang on. I'm going to clean this up. It's still got oil on it. So let me get some glass cleaner. Hang on. Okay, I got it cleaned up. It's going to be tough to do this because I don't want to hit this oil. It makes it so fast dirty. Let me try to get it in here without touching anything, just so we can see what's going on. Okay, there's where it screws to the pump. So I think we're off. Let me try to turn this back this way without touching any oil. What do we got there? That's something's down touching the pan. Oh, is that the whole pump? That's the whole pump. Yeah, that's the back of the pan. or towards me. I done hit oil again. I think that's the, where is the, oh heck, it's back here, guys. There it is. There's the pickup. So I'm trying to see, did I hit the oil? I think I hit it again. Well, we know it's down. I wanted to get some decent little pictures. That's going to be tough to do with that oil in the way. Let me get things ready. We're going to pop this pan off, and that was hard to do that. Okay, I'm going to get things ready, guys, get some tools. We're going to try to pop this pan off and see what happened there. It looked like the whole pump was off the engine, but give me a few here. Okay, so I'm not sure if I got to pull off this. There's like a crossbar and maybe even the center link for the. I definitely got to drop the starter, but I can't remember if I left the negatives off. Okay, good. So I can take that off. Yep, the negative's off. All right. So I'm gonna finish pulling these bolts out, and then I'll bring you back. I don't, and the starter. I don't, because I can't get to two of the bolts, and I don't know if it'll clear with this bar and stuff, with this pan being the way it is. So let's just see. We'll take the bolts out, and if so, then we'll pull this bar out. And I'm not sure how this bar works because the motor's sitting. Actually, the mounts are on the part of the. It should be okay. I was afraid like it's going to do some weird stuff, but I'll just loosen them up and see if it's loose. If it ain't loose, then I'll put the a couple of these tall stands on the front of this frame on both sides to get the pressure off, and we should be okay. So let me get the starter out of the way, pull the rest of these bolts off, and I'll bring you guys back here shortly. I don't want to bore you with taking all these bolts out. You guys, check this out. Look at the pump, man. It broke clean at the neck. So that's why the camera was showing this. We're still seeing the, hold on. We still seeing the two bolts, but it was hard to see all that, so. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm just wondering, that bottom end looks nice though, guys. I don't know what all they got in here, but it's got some stuff in it. I don't know what all he has done. He had quite double roller. I don't know what cam and stuff's in it, but like I said, it's supposed to be a stroker motor. I don't know for sure, but it did run like it was pretty torquey the little few seconds I had it on. But look at that, man. I mean, I don't even know how that was sucking up a little bit of oil that it was. It must have been so full, or I have no idea. So anyways, I'm gonna try to order a pump. Fingers crossed nothing's hurt in it. This all looks oily down here. So maybe it was flinging it enough, you know, through where the rods and stuff was down in the oil a little bit, and it was slinging it up a little bit. Just the time everybody had it running, me, them, whoever else, I don't know. I have no idea how long they had it running, because they kept saying that they couldn't get the valves adjusted, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm praying to God that we ain't got to pull this thing out. And yeah, I may pull a bearing cap. I'm not sure, just to make sure. And I don't know if that's a stock pump or it doesn't say milling or anything like that on it. But of course, I don't know if they do. They may not. I'm going to try to find a pump, see what because I don't know if that's a high volume pump. I have no idea. Man, I wonder what broke that. I mean, it just snapped clean at the. Look at that, man. The casting. That's unreal. Okay. Yeah, it says USA, but it don't have a name. Just some part numbers on it. That's it on the pickup screen. All right. So that explains these two little things here. Well, where'd they go? I bet you that my carbon fiber. Oh no, here they are. So I don't know if you guys can see these. Let me try to get them both down here. Oh well, right there. So these were on These were on the end of the oil drain plug. Some kind of a ring, probably out of the pump or something. I'd say like a little clip. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna try to look around here and make sure there's nothing else broke. But sorry, I keep going out of the camera. But that was on the end of that magnetic oil drain plug. Man, and that thing has got a serious magnet on it. Let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna try to find a pump, you guys, and I'll bring you back when I figure out what's what. I don't know if I gotta go to Jags. This gasket, I think I can clean it up and put some of the right stuff on it. It's not hurt, I don't think, at all, really. This motor, I mean, it's really, really fresh. It ain't been even ran too long. He said when they got it done, they cruised it a little bit, played around in it, blah, 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 whatever, and it started making noise in the upper end slowly and slowly, he said. He said it was weird. Well, it explains it. Maybe half of it cracked and broke and it was losing oil pressure, but it would bring some up there, you know. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think I can reuse this. I'll clean up with some brake clean and put some of the right stuff on it. I think we'll be good with that. So let me find, like I said, let me find a pump. We'll pull off a bearing cap, make sure at least a couple of them don't look all brassy and spun, and then we'll put it up in there and put it back together. Pray that we don't have any kind of rod knocking or nothing, or main noise. Like I said, I think it's slung it enough at the bottom end that it didn't hurt any of that. Because when I brought it back in the shop, I started it again. Sorry guys, I got you. Yeah, when I brought it back in the shop, I fired it up for another couple minutes, not even a couple minutes, just like real quick to make sure I was hearing it correctly. And it sounded quieter. It sounded like, so I was like, oh. Well, the gauge had no pressure on it. The oil light wasn't coming on because down here, the oil sending unit's hooked up. It's got a wire on it. But the oil pressure gauge has no line hooked to it. It's not been hooked up. The gauges are in the car, but nobody ran an oil line in there. So I was wondering, well, this thing ain't got no oil pressure. Well, that's true, it don't, but the gauge wasn't working either way anyways. But so anyhow, I was like, well, it's got this one hooked up with the wire, so if it didn't have oil pressure, you'd think the light would kick on. And I wasn't hearing any rod noises or nothing, just that little clattering up top where that, like it sounded like the valves was loose. And so then I just shut it off and I said, let me figure out what's going on here. Well, I couldn't find I thought I had an oil pressure gauge set to put on the block to test the oil pressure. I can't find it. Somebody used it again. I don't know. That's terrible. I'm going to quit loaning tools out. I really am. Nobody knows how to return them. So anyhow, we're here where we are now. And then I come down here. I said, let me just drain the oil. It looks like it won't be too hard to drop the pan. And I tapped on the bottom of it to make sure the screen didn't fall off. And it sounded like more than a screen. I was like, man, that sounds, I mean, the screen definitely is off. Something's off in there. But it just felt more. And there's why. The whole pump's laying down in there. But I did have to take that center link for the tie rods off and that crossbar that goes from each frame there. The tie bar, they probably call it a tie bar, like a frame tire, I'd say. But then it just popped right out. The header's almost in the way. I mean, I barely got it clear past that, but it worked out. So we'll be able to get it back on too. But all right, let me find a pump. I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. I gotta clean my hands. Okay, I got the oil pump and the shaft coming. I'll show you guys all that. It's bent, and that was those little pieces we found in there on a magnetic end of the drain plug. It was part of that how it goes up in there, but I'll show you all that. So on this, I went ahead and took it apart, but I just kind of want to just show you real quick because it's not much to it, but I just put a little bit of weight off of the middle of the rear end here. There's nothing on it right now because I'll show you in a second why. I unloosened all four of the leaf spring bolts here on the rear end, not all the way off, just to the end, because remember, this is under pressure, but if you loosen it, it lets you have a little bit of pull on it. See how much that will come up and, you know, hit that frame. And I got this jack here on the quarter lip here, taking away pressure from that too. Not a lot, just enough, because I don't want to bend nothing, but as you can see, it's going up more. But so there's how much I'm pulling down on it, kind of decent. So I took the other one off that way. So what I done was I did all that, unloosened it, jacked that up, put a little pressure off of the rear end, and I kept a little pressure on that, and then I slid my brackets out and let that up easy. So we're going to do the same thing, putting this thing back in. It's kind of like let me see which way is going to be better here for me. Probably this way. Once you get your first one in, the back side's not as bad. Here we go. Yep, we're through. That's it. That's all you gotta do right there. Don't try to do it like I said, there's a video out there where a guy's just saying, take that apart and pull your bolts out. That spring's gonna go whap against the frame, and you don't wanna do that. So now what I'm gonna do is snug these up a little bit, tighten these back up. We'll do it real quick right now. Let me get situated. There's that one. And these are all 3/4, by the way. So all I'm gonna do here is get them snugged up against it so nothing goes anywhere on us. What am I doing here? I got it on 7/8 or 13/16. So as long as I see some thread on the end here, yep, right there, we're good. Same with this. And these are lock nuts. So what we'll do is we'll just get them to where the thread's coming past the end, and I know that's not going to come apart on me. And I start tightening all this other stuff up, letting this jack down, blah, blah, blah. Almost. Okay, we're through. So now I got a 3/4 deep well in this. I'm going to start going even here. I might need something. We'll keep trying it. Let's go back and forth. As you can see though, the weight's not even on the rear end no more. I'm just going a little at a time. I'm on off there. The battery might be dying. Actually, you know what? We're not in our pin. Oh boy. Forgot to tell you that. That's why there it goes. It just popped into place. I'm still gonna need something stronger, but the pin is in the hole. There's a pin that goes right down on the bottom of this rear end. Okay, so I'm just gonna tighten those up, tighten these up real good, get my weight off the quarter there, and put my exhaust back up. I took the hanger stuff off. This exhaust needs a little work, you guys. I gotta do some welding up there. They just got it pushed together. There's no welds or anything, so we're going to take care of all that, because when we sell it we want it to be in good running shape for whoever buys it. So that's the whole point of doing these. I want to go over everything and make sure, you know, that it's everything we can do for it without getting into a lot of money. That's exactly what we're trying to do here, and give someone a decent car. So I gotta tighten my shock up too. All right, let me get this stuff snugged up, and I'll bring you guys. I'm actually going to go into town and pick up that pump. It's close to 11 now. They set at 11. And then I'll be back with you guys up front. That's all I'm doing back here. I'm probably going to touch these up with a little black paint. And it did drop it down like close to 2 inches. 1 3/4, right around there. Actually looks pretty good. We'll look at all that when we're done. But I'll see you guys in a little bit. So let's swap these panels out real quick. I got them in. I took these handles off already. They just had a little Allen right in the middle of them. You'll see when we put them back on. Now I got no room on this side, guys, for the camera. I hope it's gonna be all right. Let me try to go in here a little bit. I should have got my electric ratchet, or battery powered, I mean. Yeah, that side had Phillips in it. This side had 5/16 bolts. I pulled the other side off. I haven't transferred the clips yet or put it on yet. I figure we'll take this one off and do it. Feels like that push-in is a little loose. We'll check it when we... So these, you have to get behind them and kind of pry out. Use something like that where it ain't gonna mar up stuff. I don't know how nice your interior might be, or I'm gonna go all the way down here. I think I have some more of these clips, I hope, because it's missing quite a few on this side. That side, I think we're good except for like 2 or 3. I better catch that one before we lose it. These let me put you over here, hang on. These little plastic panel popper tools, they're fairly inexpensive. You can get them in a kit. So let me see, guys, I'm trying to adjust this real quick for you. Try to keep the work over here. Okay, so these just basically push out of the slot. Mine, I think, are like these. They have the little rubbers in them. I think. I'm almost sure I had some more in the other shop. I think that's all of them out of this one. I'm completely out of I don't have my overhead cam. Well, I have it, but it all, if you can take a guess, it needs batteries too. All these GoPros I have, I bought cheap batteries for them, because GoPro batteries are not cheap. They're expensive. So I figured I'd give these cheap Amazon ones a try a couple times, and they don't last very long at all. Let me tell you. Okay, these here are from, when it came, it said Holly Performance, but this, and then it said another name, and this now it says Distinctive Industries. So I'm not sure who. If anybody's interested, I'll leave them in a link. But they was only they was really inexpensive. I'll when I'm editing, I'll put all that info down there. But they look like great reproduction panels. I mean, for the money, I couldn't have redone them for that price. By the time I would have had, I mean, look at that. Those are nice. Those are really nice. You know, by the time I would have had remaking that board, all them little places where the things go. This chrome is bad, so I don't know what we'd have done with that. Maybe not even put chrome back in it. So now it wouldn't have looked original no more. You know what I mean? I mean, these are pretty nice. Really nice. And like I said, they're fairly inexpensive. Okay, so these are still in here. So I'm going to have to get hang on. I don't have one out here. I thought I did. Crapola. Let's see if we can get them out with this blade here. So you got to pick these things out. I'd say these are laser cut or CNC cut. Whatever you want to. So I better go get something that's not going to hurt this. I don't want to stick it through the vinyl, but that's it. They just pop out of there. But I'm going to go get, if you push up from the bottom, there you go. Push up from the bottom, and that gets them out the majority of the way. You can pick the rest. Yep, that works. And we ain't got to worry about messing up the vinyl, poking it with a blade or a little screwdriver or whatever. Yep, they just push right out. I'd say they're CNC cut maybe on a pretty cool machine, probably. I wish I had a machine that did these. I can reproduct panels for people. I know I'd be going out and getting all kind of these. We got to trim here. Let me see. Is there one down here? Nope, just up here. Okay, so am I in camera? We got to trim out this vinyl. Figures I got the dullest blade in the shop. Okay, there's one. Where's the other one? I know there's more over here. Or maybe not. Oh, that's where the cranks are. So no, we don't have another. Nope. Now this one here had it right here. But like I said, once that one's on and this, that's going to have that corner kind of cool. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. All right, let's get these bottom ones. I'm just like picking on the top of that surface of the cardboard. I'm not trying to go through it all. Okay. This here, okay, these are that's for our armrest. So we don't have holes there. I'm going to show you how I'm going to transfer those so we get them in there perfect, or at least where they went. If I can get this out without ruining stuff. And that's glued to it, buddy. Okay. Well, we don't have to get this all the way out because all we're going to do, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to put this like that, line them up, take my marker, mark me a couple of holes there, or marks. We got to get our punch tool out and punch these so they're perfect. Before we do that, let's go ahead and I'll show you these real quick. So these just go back in the same way. You want to slide them towards the flat part. You got a curve and then the flat part. All right, real quick, you guys. I don't have them clips. I got these other types. I got to go find some. I got to go to Jegs anyways and get our oil pump and stuff. But in my other video, a couple of my other videos where I made the airplane panels and some other panels, this is a really cool kit. I think I just got it off Amazon. I'll look for the link and put it down, but these are sharp. It's a great kit. I mean, not affiliated or nothing, but I really love this kit. So I just got this block of wood and I just set it up underneath it. Let me get it away from that panel so we don't smash into it. And just pretty much put it there. Make sure you guys are in tune here. Make sure we're over that block good. Set it on give it a good whack. Makes perfect holes. Now, I'd say the reason why they don't do these is because they want you to get them in the perfect spot, match them to your old panel, I'd say. But look at that, perfect. Nice holes, ready to roll. So this one's done. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go down to Jegs, get our oil pump, and look for some of these clips. And then I'll see you guys within a couple seconds, but I'll be gone for a couple hours. All right, be back. So I just got back. I was around everywhere. Anyways, I had to get Kimball Midwest, the company. They sell like nuts and bolts and fasteners and whatnot. But I had to buy a box of 100. Nobody else had them, like in smaller packs. We need 14, I think it was, or 13 or something. I forget. But anyways, we'll be using them on all these cars anyways. But it was like 19 bucks for the whole box from Kimball Midwest. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip it around and we're going to put this panel back on real quick so you ain't got to watch me do the other side. And then once I get that other one put in, we'll start putting this oil pump and stuff back in the motor. So I found out a couple of things just now on the phone, because this motor supposedly it's a stroker motor, but the people were supposed to put you know what? This don't have I got to pop another hole in this for the crank. Am I correct? No, I'm not. Whew. I don't know what I was doing. Anyways, pay attention, Steve. The people were trying to think what I was saying here. So I got to put these in the other way. This motor requires is what he was just saying to me on the phone. It required a hydraulic roller camshaft. So I don't know if I was thinking that that pump was broke the whole time they were trying to fix the the whole time they was trying to get it adjusted, and that was their main issue. So, okay, I think this is, let me see here. We're still, oh, I'm upside down, dummy. So I'm thinking something happened. Do I got the right side? Man, we got the wrong side, guys. Let's go over here. I need to quit talking. Okay, so I'm thinking something's going on. We got a clip in there still. I'm thinking either the pump was broke. There's a couple clips in there. Either the pump was broke, because that thing's got like a 7 or 8 quart pan in it. So it had enough oil to fling in the bottom end. The crank was slinging it, okay? Nothing was getting to the top. How long that was like that, who knows? So I'm wondering, they never really drove it much because they couldn't get it right. So I'm wondering if they just kept on adjusting and adjusting and adjusting on this camshaft or on them rockers, thinking, you know, they couldn't get them right, whatever. So I did have them right, and that was the culprit of the problem. So, you know, we wasn't getting no oil to the top of the head. Like I said, they never drove it. They never could get it right. So originally what happened was when the car did run some time ago, I guess he said his boy or somebody come down, they took it out and cruised it, and whatever happened. It was, you see what I'm doing, guys? I'm just moving those around to where it matches up each hole. So I'm going in, making sure these are all good. That'll be good. Okay, there's there one right here or no? Okay, that goes up. And anyhow, so they never could get it right. Maybe thinking that they just wasn't getting it adjusted correctly, when really the motor wasn't getting the oil pressure up to the heads, you know? So it's one of them deals where we're gonna have to, play with it and see what happens, because I think I got all these about right. All right, let's get our bottom ones in first so we can watch the top. So I'm just talking as I'm working, guys, on what we're gonna be getting into here shortly, trying to figure out what's going on with this thing. You wanna make sure you kind of get all these things in the starting hole, because if not, you'll smash them or they'll fall out like that one just did, because I didn't have it in good. Thought I had that one lined up. All right, yeah, I do. Let me change that one. I don't think the clip part of it's any good, or the push-in part. Here we go. So we're gonna be finding out soon what we have to do to get this thing to where it needs to be. I don't think that one's in the right area. Oh, I didn't have it far enough. Come on, get in there. These are not the funnest to do, by the way, so you know that. I may have to, no, it's in there. Make sure all these are lining up. I think I got it on completely wrong. Which way is it up or down? It was down. I'm gonna probably pop that one back out and change it. Let me go grab my tool. So we're about to find out here soon what we got going on, real soon. As soon as I get these in, we're gonna be now see, here's another thing. If you guys watch my video on the Galaxy on adjusting the valves on it, this one having roller rockers in it, I'm just wondering if they didn't try to put some kind of a lash on it, and it being just an hydraulic cam that you set with 0 lash and a little preload. You know what I mean? So I guess what we'll do first is get the oil pressure correct, and then we'll, start playing with that. I gotta get my Allen wrench, guys, but that's it. Ain't much to it. They look so much nicer. Carpet will be here, I think, Friday or Saturday. So we'll pull them seats out. I got the back seat out. You guys seen that. We'll clean all the seats up, scrub the dash, scrub all this stuff, put the new carpet in it. I picked up an oil line kit for the gauge, so we have an oil pressure gauge working since we didn't have one before, just so we can watch all that stuff. And yeah, let me button this up, put the other one on. I'll be back shortly. So I got the door panels on. Okay, I figured out what's going on with this oil pump deal, why it broke. Okay, so this is a stroker motor. Anytime they do stroker motors, there becomes clearance issues with certain things, for instance, oil pump fitment. A lot of GMs, you have to massage them in, meaning you got to grind away some areas to clear certain things. So on this pump, this is the old one. This is where it broke, right here. That's where it broke, the broken pieces over there, okay? So what someone's done is they stuck this up in there, they tightened the 2 bolts, and they just kept on tightening, didn't pay attention to it hitting right here. I already started grinding this, and I'll tell you why here in a second. And right here, this is to clear the front main cap, one of the bolts. And I'm going to show you that there's 2 different bolts on that main cap where somebody's put a smaller one on to try to get some clearance already. That's probably the machine shop did that. And for all I know, I don't know why they would have had this off unless something happened and they went to go put a new one in it. I don't know. I don't know the stories. but they should have never. And the reason why I'm grinding on this, I told you a second ago, I'll tell you why, is because I want to see on the old pump how much I can take off, you know, how much I can take off and still be safe. So let me show you now over here. I'm going to try to take this camera in there, guys. Let me grab a light. Okay, so here's what's going on here. If you look, let me get this up. Where we at? Oh, right in there. Okay, look at the two different main cap bolts. You see the right one smaller? It's a 12 point, I believe, and this is a 6 point. But look at the depth on this one and how short that one is. So they tried to get clearance right there already, and they couldn't get it. Okay, and that's where I already started grinding on this one a little bit, but I wanted to stop and show you guys what's going on here. And I also ground back here some. I put a little bluing fluid, but what I got to do now is come down a little further on both of them areas. So let me pop this off, and we'll start grinding away at that until we get this fitting. But here's, if you look at the girdle, this is the girdle. It's for, you know, strength and stuff of the main caps and all that. You don't want to take that off because that's part of the performance package in this motor. There's a reason for it, you know what I mean? So it was bad of whoever tried to, and also this crank had right on this edge here. I think it was a little clean there too, where it might have got something a little bit also, I think. I'm just kind of like trying to overlook areas, but all right, let me pop this off. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, if you call any good performance shop, any machine shop that's worth speaking with, because guys, I mean, let's just face it, there's a lot of people out here doing stuff like this that shouldn't be even touching stuff, you know what I mean? I didn't come up with this, I just figured out what happened. This is what I'm doing to it now is completely normal. They do it all the time, so if you don't believe me, you can call some performance shops and ask them that question, you know, or do a little research. But clearances have to be made all the time on stuff that, you know, things that get put together that shouldn't be together, that they do to create more horsepower. So I need to come down more on this one. Let's take it down some more. So we'll go a little bit at a time. All I'm doing is buffing away, just trying to polish it out and buff away some areas. We'll clean that and everything once we know we're good. Sorry about the compressor. Let's go back here. All right, you can stop anytime. Thank you. I think we're getting closer. I can't tell until we tighten this up some here. Yeah, I figured I better let you guys see this. Of course, I don't have the gasket on either. I can't believe they tightened that up, guys. I really can't. Okay, I think let me get my light. Oh, where did I put it at? Okay, we need to go in a little more on that back one. We're good on the crank, and we're starting to get closer to the block. So the main ones is right there on that bolt, on that front bolt. So I need to kind of like go down in the very top of it and keep coming down some. I'm gonna grind away some more on the old one just to see how far I can go down before I go through, so I know what I have to play with. So let's do that. That's quite a bit of ways down, guys. I don't think, let me grab my light. Oh yeah, there's a thick wall. So what we got going on inside here, maybe I ought to keep taking that just to see how far we got. Right there, I went through. So, and I don't think I'm gonna need that much, guys. That's quite a bit. So I need to come up, I need to go get my gauge, and I need to leave. Let me grab so what I need to do is leave about, see how you guys can see this. I need to leave about, I can't see it, like that much above that hole, and I think we'll be good. So I need to measure, I need to put a line like right along this edge over here and see what my depth is right there. You know what I mean? So I know I got a decent amount there, and then we should be good. Okay, I wanted you guys to see the finished product. I smoothed it all out. I think we got it pretty good. The back edge, down where that bolt is. I had to hit that bolt just a tiny bit. There's like a lip on it. There's still plenty there to torque and take off and everything. Just a tiny bit on the back there. Now I've already put this on without the gasket once, and it fit great. So now let's see what happens here with the gasket. I wanted you guys to see all this. Well, I gotta get it up to here first. Let me start this one. That gasket's pretty thin, so it didn't mean much at all, to tell you the truth. I want to say that one I took off was thicker.
probably what they thought would solve it. Put a big old fat gasket on it. And I went ahead and torqued it down, and to make sure that there had no more markings in the casting from that bolt head. Because every time I snugged it up before, I would get a little line where that bolt was cutting into that casting. So I just kept doing it and kept doing it until I was good. Now I'm just going to snug this up tonight because it's getting late, because I want you guys to see this, because I got to take that footage so I can put it on my computer to start editing it. It goes right up to the block. I don't want to smash that gasket yet too much, but we are no longer in a bind. The pump is up there nice and snug. Really nice actually, guys, like it should be. Yep, we're flat up against the block. We are, I wish I had some way to, I mean, we are right there, guys. Just like sitting with that bolt. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, I wish I can get the camera in here, but it's like just perfect. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, we're nice and snug everywhere. And the crank's far from anything hitting anything. We're good there. Okay, good. All right. Wanted you guys to see that before I stop recording for tonight. But we are in. Everything looks good, and we can proceed. Now the pump won't break again. So here's where we're at. I ended up, kind of let you guys see that. So I just kind of buffed it out real nice. We're within, I forget what my gauge said, but where the other one created a hole, we're way above that. If you look, I also went wider. You know what I mean? I spread it out some more because the bolt kept hitting over here on this edge. So I painted the bottom of the bolt just now with black. So let's go ahead. We'll put this up in here. And what I'll do is we'll tighten it up to torque spec. I already had it on without the gasket, and it was good to go. We're flat against the block. We're hitting nowhere. So let's just do a 100% positive. I don't want no binds. You can even tell when I put it up into it now, it's like sits flat against the block. And when I tighten them up, they tighten up like right now. There's no keep turning, feeling like it's not getting tight, it's not getting tight. It tightens up fairly quick now. Let's just tighten it down. I think this is, I read 23 to 28 foot-pounds of torque. So what we'll do is we'll get it tightened up where I feel that we're close to that anyways. See, it's already getting tight there. Before I had to turn on that bolt so many times just to get it to feel like I was going tight. That one's real good and tight. This one is good and tight. Okay, I wish I could get you guys up in there to look at that, but if I stand on this stand and get up here, we got really good clearance everywhere now. Even that back part, nowhere are we close to the crank, nothing. Okay, so let's take it off. Hang on one second, I'm gonna pause it so we don't waste, and then when I bring it off, I'll show you to see if we got any marks where I polished it out. All right, so if you look here, try to get you guys a little, there's no marks at all. I did it with black paint, so there's nothing in there. So we're not touching anywhere. Same here, nothing's in there. Now, look at this. If you guys can see, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I want you to see the depth of this old one versus that one. I'll try to zoom in on that when I edit it. Let me get a few more angles. But you can see how much deeper this one is. So we're way good to go as far as having thickness there, you know, with no issues. So we're in good shape. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing torqued in. Let me show you what I did with the oil pan real quick. Actually, I'm just gonna take this out, carry this thing all the way over there. So we went in, these gaskets ain't cheap, guys. There was nothing wrong with this one, so I cleaned it up and I went ahead and put the right stuff. This was yesterday. I put it in the back, in the front, and underneath this, and I just clamped it down. So now this thing has, it's all solid and dry. So we'll just put a thin coat up here and where it goes into our block and bolt this up, and we shouldn't have no leaks. Yeah, I wanted to save them some money there on the gasket. What's the point? You know, why spend? I think them things are like 50, 60 bucks. They're not cheap. They got like metal in it, and I can't think what all. But these are my aviation clamps. They use these when they build airplanes. I bought a bunch off of Amazon, a whole lot. I went through that before my video. Lot meaning the whole thing. So, but they're pretty cool. I redid them all. I powder coated them and put new bolts and nuts on them, and they work great. I love these things, and I think I have like maybe right at 20 of them is what the lot brought. It was like 20. But all right, I'm gonna get that pump back in, and so we can go ahead and get this thing put in and get the valves adjusted. I want to put the camera down inside the cylinders just to see them.
from underneath here where I'm working on the car. This motor, guys, I don't even think, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. So a couple of guys, so the machine work and all that stuff was done by a machine shop, obviously. Well, a couple of guys put this thing together that were working for the guy that I bought it from. They worked for him. Yeah, this is all good to go. So it was a guy and his son. They worked for him out of his garage there, and they was building cars and, you know, painting them and whatnot, engines, whatever, you know, just building some cars. Well, they put this motor together, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think happened. It just got overlooked. They didn't realize that it was hitting, and if they did, shame on them, and they didn't go about fixing it right. I went around and double checked some other stuff just to make sure everything was cool down here as far as the motor being put together correctly. So far everything seems okay, but that's what I think happened, guys. They put the motor together and they didn't realize it was hitting like that, which I don't know how they didn't see that. I really don't. I mean, literally, and if that was on an engine stand upside down and you're bolting that oil pump on, you would have really seen then that it wasn't sitting flat against the block there. So I don't know what to say about it, but other than that should have been taken care of. So all right, I'm gonna get that thing up in there, torque it down, get that finished up. I'll bring you back when I'm putting the pan on and putting that stuff together down here, because we need to get that's another thing. I need to see what's going on here with the starter. I have some, if you guys heard it when we was trying to start it outside for the first time, it was missing. I don't know if the starter's not engaging all the way every other time, and then it does and catches it. So I have the guy that owns this car and, you know, the Galaxy and all that, I have his old starter off of the Galaxy, because we put a mini starter in that, and I'm going to try to bolt it in there and see if that helps it, because I think this one here, it's got like, I don't know if it's sticking. It's real tight in there, so I'm going to put the other one in it. I know it worked. Problem with it was in the wiring. We found out after we further inspected it, so we'll do that too. All right, give me a few guys and I'll bring you back here shortly. All right, you guys, we got her back in there. Let's go under here and look a little bit. Everything worked out great. So it's fitting nice everywhere. It's nice and snug up against the block, no binding. I rotated the motor over, but there's a bunch of clearance there. All this stuff worked out great. Let me try to get you up here real quick. See if we could see anything right where that bolt is. I'll try to zoom in when I'm editing. Let me see. I can't see it at all, guys, so right now I'm just guessing. But we'll try to edit that where we can get a close shot of it. Okay, let's go ahead and put some my favorite stuff. A lot of people say, why do you use that? Well, I've said it before. It's just insurance, guys, and I'm reusing a gasket, so I'd almost be, but I'm not going to put a lot. So back or up here, the gasket had a little rip in it, so I'm definitely going to put some there. Let me make sure I got no dry part there. I'm definitely going to put some here. And what we'll do is I'll just put a line in the middle, and I'll go around and just smear it in. My main concerns are the front and the rear caps, where they seal at. This here can probably do without, but I always just do it, guys. See, and they had some there, so I'm definitely going to put some there. I don't want to have it dry right there. We'll put a little thing there. Let me do this side. So today is Wednesday. It says the carpet will be here Saturday, by Saturday, so I might get it between now and then. So if I don't, what I'm going to do is, I'd like to get this video out at least. We'll see how it goes here. Okay, these I'm going to put to where I know when it goes up in there, it will seal. I don't want to take this back off. I mean, it sucks for the next guy cleaning this stuff off, but really once you rip this off, all you have left is what's on the pan, so you don't got to clean the gasket again like I did. I had to clean that gasket to reuse it. But like I said, I'm trying to save him money, and I'm just going to lightly do this front and back. Then these, I'll just give it a little smear. If you notice, my main concern is towards the inside. The outside's not going to matter. Oil's coming from this way. So I'm trying to go as less as I can on it. All right, let's get you back this way. I'm just going to show you guys how it goes up in there real quick. I'll start a couple bolts. I'm not going to make you watch me do all them bolts, but it's real when it goes in one way. There's really hardly any clearance with those headers. No, that one over there actually. Okay, let's get a bolt on here. Get one on this side. Get one on this side. Okay.
Let me do a couple more. You guys can watch do a couple more. So yeah, I'm probably gonna break this up into like 2 videos, guys. I need to get a video out. It's all I've been posting is shorts, so I need to get one out. So I want you guys to see this. I got a bunch of other content that I've been working on. None of it's ready. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on so much stuff, like that bandsaw. There's a bunch of, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm waiting on stuff on it. I can tell you, since it's going to be nice and solid. Let's just put it that way. Everything's going to work out good on it. And I really can't wait to use that thing. How did I get that bolt off? Gee, that's completely behind the header. I don't even remember that being like that, or that hard. I mean, difficult. All right, guys, I'm gonna run these on. I'm gonna put the starter back in, the crossbar back in, and the center link. Tighten that stuff up, get the car back on the ground, get some oil in it, and then I want to go through and bump it around and get these valves where I think they should be at, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. So give me a few. All right, guys, I got the charger hooked up to I got a little pump here, and I'm pumping, trying to suck this fuel out. Look how orange that stuff is. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to get you in the bucket. That's my little doohickey, my little setup. I've pumped many things out with that little pump. I'm surprised it still works. Well, on the valves, guys, so what I done was, I'll take you back up there in a few and show you. I got the oil pan back on it and that stuff, but so I went through the valves. According to them saying that it's a hydraulic cam, you would think to adjust the rockers as you would on a factory motor, meaning tighten them, you know, make sure like we did the gold car, make sure the valve's all the way up and the one beside it's down, snug it up till there's no lash in the push rod, and take it 3/4 of a turn. Okay, so I went through and did all that on these. I put my compression gauge on it. I couldn't get compression, meaning that's not correct. So I took them back off. Not having a cam card, I set them to 14 intake, 16 exhaust. I got great compression now. So we'll see, we'll start it, get some oil through the motor, run it a little bit, and they're all like 150, 175-ish on the compression. Of course, the rings ain't had no oil in them. I'm getting ready to stick a camera down in the bore and see what it looks like. It looks great from underneath, but we'll look at the top of the piston and stuff, make sure none of the upper rings are broke, none of that stuff. All right, let me go put this in a can. I'll be right back. I gotta cut this off real quick. Give me 2 seconds. That was close to whatever it was, 4 gallons or something. It's still pumping good. The gauge read, and it said like, it doesn't smell real varnishy, but the color of it's strange. But we got 5 gallons of 91 I'm gonna put in it. I got a new fuel filter too, I'm gonna stick on it. But yeah, just to smell this, it don't smell like real varnishy. Strange. A little, but more, you would think it would be more, but look at the color though. The color is gross. It's still going. All right, I wanted to show you guys this. I'm gonna finish sucking this out, put the good fuel in it. I'll bring you back when I'm up front putting the filter in it, and I'll show you what I meant by those the rockers. So here's where we're at, guys. I got distributor drop back in. I'll post a little thing what firing order I went off of in one of these corners up top here. I already went through that side on these valves. Originally, supposedly it's a hydraulic cam, okay? So that would mean if it had regular rockers on it, we would set it like we did the gold car, the Galaxy. Meaning, make sure this rocker's down, make sure this one's up, take it down till there's 0 lash in the push rod, and then put another 3/4 of a turn on it. So on and so forth, all the way down. Then you'll go to you'll drop this one, bring this one up, and do it the same way. Boom, boom, keep going all the way down. Well, I tried that, and I ran a compression test. I had no compression. So that means the valve was staying open a little bit. So now there's no cam card or anything. So then I said, well, you know what? Let me just go like 14 thousandths on the intake, 16 thousandths on the exhaust. That's kind of like right around in there on when you're doing these cams, like, like a above stock cam, and you're putting in roller rockers or whatever. It's kind of like in a window. So now it's got great compression. Well, let me show you how I done it. So I've already done these, but man, I'll tell you, they just seem loose to me. We'll see. We'll start it up and see what it sounds like. If I have to take it back off. If I take it back off, I think what I'm going to do then is just do what I said, drop the one, bring the one up, the rocker. So that way the one valve's up and the one valve's open. Then because that means the lobe's going to be down on the one that's all the way up. And then what we'll do is I'll just adjust it to where I'm just getting just barely drag on the push rod, and we'll lock them down and try that. That way the valve is closed, but I can't stick a feeler gauge, a 14 or 16 in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to drop I got to change the starter too, guys. He found the old one out of the gold car. I got to swap it out. See how it don't catch? That's so annoying. Okay, that one's down. And I've had to, okay, that one don't feel bad. Let's try this, the exhaust. That one's tight. And on these, what you do is, the center tightens it, the outside one, and by the way guys, I cranked it over several times without power on it yesterday, without, you know, the coil on, and I'm already getting oil up into the heads. Yeah, this just don't, see now my lifters are pumped up, so it's changing it. Okay, that's a snug 16 on the exhaust there. We'll try this, like I said. If it don't work, I mean, that way we're not gonna wipe the cam lobes out by too tight. And, okay, so those are snug. I just don't like how, I mean, of course it might come around when we pump up the, it might be different when we run it. We'll try it. I got all the rest of them set. I'm gonna put the valve cover back on here. We'll give it some juice. Oh, and I got the fresh fuel in it. You guys see me draining that out. Okay. Let me put the valve cover back on it, and I'll bring you guys back when we're starting it here, and we'll see what we got to do here. Like I said, it's something we have to play with now because we don't have any kind of nothing to go off of. You know what I mean? What do we? There is nothing. Like I said, when I tried it the zero lash way with a little bit of preload, it gave us no compression, so it can't be that. So that's what's got me thinking: is it really a hydraulic cam in it? You know, hydraulic cam would be just like I just said. Take the push rod to zero and then put a little preload, you know, 3/4 of a churn, half a churn. I even did a half a churn yesterday and still got nothing on my compression. So let's put the valve cover on it, we'll see. All right guys, let's get it fired up. Let me put the coil wire back on. Okay, I got this distributor set. What I did was I dropped it at number 1 here, and then when I did that, I kind of set where my max limit was this way and that way, and kind of dropped my distributor in the center with my vacuum advance, so I had some adjustment both ways, and then that's where I put my number 1 at, so I knew I had adjustment. All right, I've only got 5 quarts of oil in this thing. I think it takes 7. Matter of fact, let's see where that's at. Yeah, we're not even on the stick yet. Matter of fact, let me well, let's fire it up real quick. I mean, it's got 5 quarts in it, so it's going to definitely, the pickup's going to pick it up. It's just low. All right, let's fire it up. Come on. This side's okay, guys. We got a water pump wobbling too. Let me grab my stethoscope so I can see where the most noise over there is. We got a little exhaust leak too. It looks like we got let me see what, we got 60 pounds, just under 60 pounds of oil pressure. We got great oil pressure. Sounds like these front two are noisy. Our noisiest ones are up here. Getting quieter though, very little. Just off of de-acceleration. It ain't got no rod noises or nothing. It's all up there. Yeah, that water pump's gonna be bad. It's wobbling. Okay guys, here's what I'm gonna do. Man, it's such in the dark. I mean, I'm thinking, do I want to just, you know, take those down to where there's very little lash in them and lock them down and try it? And it doesn't seem like it's got a big cam in it to where it needs even that much lash what I just gave it. You know what I mean? 14 and 16, it should be really hopping it, sitting there idling, and it's not. It's maybe a little mild cam is all it is. It feels like it's got some great power. I know that much. It's got great acceleration, and that's probably still got the old fuel in it. I can't believe that it's already sucked that through there and burned it, you know, the new fuel. Okay, let's try that. All we can is just keep trying. That side, thank God, it sounds a little quiet. I mean, it sounds okay. So for whatever reason, I lucked out, and it seems okay for now. It may be not right, you know. Let me get figured out what's going on this side. Maybe then we can go back over through on that side and change them and fix them to what we done here. So like I said, I'm gonna take it back off, and then I'm just gonna bump it until I get, actually I'm gonna put the starter in it first because I can't keep dealing with that. But then I'm gonna pop this back off and go through and just do that. I'll bump them, set them all to where they're just, you know, a little bit of play in them, maybe like a 2 or 3 thousandths, and we'll see if that even helped it. So give me a few and I'll bring it back. I don't want to bore you with the same thing I just showed you. All right guys, 2 things. That starter was bad also, plus it's a different one and it won't work. So I don't know what made me do this, but my gauge, I said let me just check the compression again, and when I did it, I had no compression. I was like, what's going on? Well, this button was stuck. It was sticking in. So it was making it go boom to 25, 25 and keep dropping. So the way I adjusted it the first time was the correct way, meaning it's a hydraulic cam, you got to do it with preload. So let me show you how I'm doing it now. No feeler gauge. I'm down to the back too, I already did these. So that means we're going to have to take those off and redo them too. So I'm going to bump it with this until I get this valve, my intake valve, to start closing. I'm sorry, we're going to do that back one, the exhaust one, because I'm going to do this one first. So we want the back one to start closing. That's so annoying. Okay, right there. I think I already went too far. Yeah, let's go back around. This sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna do it by hand now,
because I want to watch. I'll show you what I want to watch. I better move that button before I hit it. Come on, get on there. Oh boy. I'm probably smashing the mic and everything, guys. Every time I get on camera, stuff just starts going. It's been going so smooth, guys. I mean, very smooth. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do, it's going to start to go down. You see it? It's going down, going down. It's going to peak here in a moment, right about there. So when it starts to like peak and start to come back up, stop right there. Now we want to adjust the valve before it, and I'll zoom in on that when I edit it, guys. Okay, so now we're going to break this loose. Yeah, these are super loose. Okay, what we'll do now is we want to take this down. So you want to move your rocker or the push rod. It's hard to do this back here with me. I got to put my hand in the way. So I'm going to move the rocker up and down until it stops right there. Now I'm going to check my push rod. Got a little tiny preload, or not preload, but it just got a little drag right there. Okay, now we're going to take this half of a turn. So quarter, oh man, the lock nut locked on us. Okay, so quarter, half. Now lock this, and at the same time we're doing this lock, we're going to push on this too at the same time to just lock it right there. So we're locked in. Now we're going to bump it until this one goes down in the same way. I'm going to adjust it by hand until it goes to the peak point and tiny bit starts to come back up. Then we'll adjust that back one. I already seen it start to move, so let me do it by hand. I don't want to get that starter freaking out again. Okay, starting to go down. It's easier with the plugs out, guys. I didn't want to pull them back out. These are a pain to put in and out. Them headers suck. Right there. Yeah, because I started thinking about that, and I was like, this is a hydraulic cam. There should only be one way to adjust this. Whether these are on it or the factory ones. It's the same thing, just like we're doing it. Adjust it till there's the push rod's not moving. You know, I mean, I'm talking very little. You don't want to, you want to push, watch. So I'm going up and down on my rocker. It stops. And it's still a tiny bit. Now I'm going to spin my push rod. It's still got a little bit. I want a tiny bit more. That's it, right there. Now, it's hard back here because there's nowhere to quarter, half. Now, some people go 3/4. Some people go half. What I'm doing is just a starting point because I don't know what's in it. So really, the way to do this would be check the travel, how much travel there's in the lifter. Meaning, if there's 100 thousandths of full travel in it from the top until it stops plunging, you want to go half of that. So 50 thousandths is what you'll be setting preload at. Preload is what we just put that half a churn. If it's 70 thousandths, you'll go 35 thousandths of preload, and so on. And that's how you'll kind of do it. But I'm just guessing and going at half. Most 9 times out of 10, a half a churn is probably going to be okay. It's not going to hurt anything on a hydraulic cam because you're setting some kind of preload. So, all right, these are finished. I'm going to bolt the valve cover up, take that one off, reset those, and then I'll be back here shortly when we start it back up. So here's where we're at, you guys. I got the valves adjusted. I haven't restarted it yet. I threw a water pump in it. I don't know if you guys can see it up there. We'll look at it when we get it back down on the ground, but put a new water pump in it. He also bought, hang on, he bought a new mini starter, which we're going to have to, I had to take the, there's 3 Allen heads in here. I had to change the clock on it because this thing was actually this way. So you know what I mean? The bolt pattern was different. Comes with the shim, which is behind this. So if we have to add this or take it out to move that in or out for the gearing to space it, we'll play with that if we need to. Same one I put on his gold car, on his Galaxy. But we do have to wire it a little different here. Here's how it says to do it, if you guys want to pause that and look at it. Also, he bought 2 new mufflers, which I've been working on. Let me kind of show you guys. Sorry, you guys, but I'd love to do all this on video. It's just no time. I don't have no time. By the time I do all this stuff and edit it, hopefully one day when we get this channel going, I'll be able to do all this and show you guys a bunch more. There's just no time. I would never be able to do this. So, but what they are is they're jegs mufflers, and I got no bender, guys. So I'm doing things like this. Like I'll slit it, put a bend in it, weld it, and clean it. And then I got no way to step up or step down. So I had a couple of these, but they was too big down here. So I slid them, closed it up, welded it up, and cleaned it up a little bit. And then we'll just paint all this and make it look good, just so it looks good. I still got to clean this side up, but there's what it looked like beforehand. So I'll just split it, weld it, and then I'll clean it. But this side didn't need no bend in it here. If you look, oh, I can't get back far enough, sorry. But this one went out that way more, and this one was actually over here. this pipe was. That's why I had to cut it here and bend it out. So also, let me show you in the back. So in the back, look how that tailpipe comes out. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to cut that and change it. I'll probably cut it right back right here somewhere, churn it, you know, till it looks straight coming out, and then have it like that. So whoever bent this or whatever kit this is, these back tailpipes are not the same. They're different. If you look right here, back here where the bend is, it's lower than this one. Look how high that is. I don't have this one in yet in the muffler. If you look back there in the muffler, right there, it's not welded or nothing yet. That side's all welded up and done. So I'm going to play with that and get it right. But the mufflers are sitting okay. They're good. They're not really below the rear end housing. So I don't think they're going to scrape or nothing. They're in a good spot. So yeah, I'm going to mess with this tailpipe, get it right, and then try to straighten that one out. And then I'll bring you guys back and show you what I've done. It's easier for me to do it that way for now, guys, because like I said, I don't have time to keep all this on recording. I'd love to show you guys so much more, but I really need to get this channel going. I mean, I need to be doing this full time. The editing just takes forever. I've said it a million times, guys. I hate repeating myself and you guys saying, man, he keeps on repeating himself. So anyhow, hopefully one day we get to the point where we can be comfortably doing this stuff, and you know, I can show you guys. Let me turn around. I'm sitting here talking to the back of the camera. Sorry. Whoops. So yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully we'll get to that point. Let me do that. I'm gonna mess with that. I'm gonna clean some of the welds up on the other one and get that ready, because I got some high heat paint. We'll paint all that up nice. I want that to look good for whoever buys it. It had a couple exhaust leaks up here. I hope it's okay. The gaskets, if not, where they meet the collector. There's that compressor. Let me get to that part, guys, and I'll bring you guys back here shortly. All right, so we got these done. I got a coat of black on them. I'm gonna leave the muffler silver just because, I don't know. So if you look here across the side, we got a good, even, both sides look the same. The tip, as far as where the tips end, are the same. I cut that side and fixed it. Back here we got right underneath that hole in the balance pan, straight out. Right underneath the hole in the balance pan, straight out. And they're both about the same height from the, you know, up and down. You can see how that one's straight now to where it was real crooked before. Crooked and down is what that one was doing. But all in all, it looks great. I mean, before the pipes was so close to the rear end and they was all loose and just, you know, just not right. This muffler over here, the floor pan comes back a little further than the driver's side, so I couldn't get the front of it up a little bit more to match, you know, how low that one is in the front. But the back of them are the same, you know, as far as where the back is. All in all, you know, you guys, for no exhaust shot or no exhaust bender, I had to make everything. It turned out good. It turned out real good. I can't wait to hear it. So I wanted you guys to see that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the starter in now. We gotta get this wiring figured out, get it mounted up, and then we'll be ready to fire it up. I still ain't heard it since the valve adjustment. Neither have you guys. So give me a few, we'll get it going. Hold on a second. All right, so basically it's saying we just jump it over down there, but on that car, on the gold car, his other one, I ran, and I don't even know how I come up with this theory, but I put both of the powers on one side of the coil, or the solenoid, I'm sorry, and then I ran a new S terminal down. So basically I used the solenoid on the starter and just ran it like a hot down to the hot side of the starter, and it worked. But this is saying keep this like this, run the power down to the lug, and jump the S terminal to the lug down there on the starter and use this solenoid. So we'll see what that does. I don't know. If I remember right, I had to call Jegs because it didn't seem right. It seemed like it was sluggish, and that's why I had to run it the way I did. So we'll see. Let me get this fed down here, and then we'll go down there and we'll do what they say, bolt the starter up. Worst case scenario, I got to hook it up like the other car. It's going to suck because then I'll have to run another line down there, or a wire, not a line. Try to straighten this up some so we don't have a false reading in the length of it. Leave a little extra up here so we can wire tie it. Okay, let me get this thing up in the air and we'll get that. I got the fluid in, water pump in. Oh, I had to end up not using the aluminum pulley on there because it was hitting the pump. Same thing we had trouble on his with that aluminum water pump, but they're a better pump, so to speak. So give me a few, I'm gonna raise this thing up. All right, guys, so I got the bolts just hand snugged up here so I can get a length on my cable here. I'm just gonna put it in like they had the one, leave a tiny bit extra, so we'll cut it, let's just say here, right there, and put a little mark in it. Is that the one we want to be on? No.
to the other one. So will that be enough? Let me see. I go this way and go up that way. Let's give it some more. Let's give it to here. Good, I'm glad I seen that. All right, there's our cut. Ouch! Oh, where are you? I figured I'd still be able to see it. Not. Okay, do it again. Oh, right here. I was looking down too low. Okay, let me grab my... All right, guys, I got one of these hydraulic crimpers. So first things first, so I usually go... try to see how far back I need it. Let's try that. You can always trim it. Not a good way to cut that. Well, let's just see. My utility knife, the blade's dull in it, and my blades are clear up in the truck, my work truck. I don't feel like going up there and fooling with it right now. Trying to get this thing started. All right, so then I just feed them in there like so. Tighten that thing up. Let me see, do I want it up like that? Let me get it snugged up real quick. I keep pushing it in as I'm smashing it. These things are so nice. They come with different dies. All right, let me go get a piece of heat shrink. We'll heat shrink that, and that one's done. Then we gotta make a jumper for that one. So give me a second, I'm gonna make that jumper real quick, guys, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so I made that little jumper just from the S terminal to where the thing's gonna go in, the lug for the battery starter up there, the solenoid up there. And that one's tight, so let's go ahead and get the starter in. Actually, let me start this one and tighten it. Hold on, let me get you guys. This is so hard underneath here. Whoops, wrong way, buddy. Where am I at? Right in there. Okay, let's get this lug on. Washer, nut. I hope this works because I'll show you here in a second. This top bolt, I had to take the housing loose and scoot it out so I can get it in because it hits right here. There's no room at all. So, and I can't go that way with it or that way with it, or we're gonna hit the header this way and the engine block that way. So it's gotta be right there. That or this swing all the way upside down, the solenoid down here, and then you're gonna be interfering with this stuff. So I ain't gonna do that. So let's hope this, if I remember right, there was something weird with the way they first said it, and I had to do it differently. And I had to come up with that concoction because he didn't know what to tell me. Oh no, it works. It's supposed to work. Or it's supposed to, but it don't. Now what? I even told him to update their instructions in these boxes. Oh, yeah, I remember now. And he said, well, they can't do that. You know how many boxes they have on the shelf that are... I said, well, when you sell it, have a note in the computer on the screen that says, side note, tell the customer that they have to go to this website or something and download the new instructions. Something, you know what I mean? So, and it's so much harder now. Whew, with the header in the way, I don't even know how I'm going to tighten it. Tell you the truth, I do not know. I do not know. You try to get in as far as I can. Oh God, let me try it with this hand. I can't even get in there. Even this shorty's not going to do it, I bet you. Oh man, this is going to take 10 years. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be forever, you guys. Forever. Let's pray that works. Man, oh man. And I'd say these headers, I wonder if I can pull that out. I bet you I can't get a ratchet wrench in there. Nope. Dag on it, man. Let's try this one. A little more leverage. Let me start this one. Make sure I'm in there. Yep, we're in there. One at a time. All right, so guys, I'm not going to sit here and bore you with that. I'm going to tighten that. I'll meet you guys back at the top once I get that done. I need to fish that up a little bit, like so, and get it wire tied up top. Okay, we're away from everything. All right, give me a few. All right, so I put a can of this oil treatment in it. It's old school. I used to have it at my car lot years ago. It's BG product, man. This stuff, I'll tell you what, one of these days I'll tell you some stories about this stuff. But man, I can't find it in no parts stores no more. I have to order it off Amazon, but they have different ones. But this advanced formula engine oil supplement, really good stuff, guys. So here's the thing, I put 6 quarts of oil in it in that can, and I'm still not showing on the stick. I think this is a 7-quart pan. Yeah, we're just at the bottom of it. So we got 6 quarts and that can in it. Let me go cut this thing off. So I got 6 quarts and that can in it. And so anyways, on this side, on the passenger side, these front two have always been the noisiest, okay? No matter how I adjust them. So if it's still doing the noise, I think I felt it sloppy this way. So that means the pivot, the thing that goes in through it sideways, it's wore out. I'd say where they didn't have oil in the motor and it wore out. It might just be one of them, but I thought I felt 2. So we'll see. We'll let it run. This is full of fluid. Let's go ahead and try to start it. See if that's wired correctly. Yeah, what am I doing? We might be, oh, that starter, we got to shim it. It's sticking. Boy, it sure sounds good with them mufflers. Man, does it sound good. 60 pounds of oil. Guys, I'm guessing
got a little header leak over there. I'm guessing that they're not noisy now. It's starting to go away. Need to probably drive it. If not, we need to probably put 2 new rockers in it. This side's quiet. Man, that sounds really good back there, guys. Got good power. Yes, right up here. These front 2 right here. And they've made that noise. It doesn't matter how I had them adjusted. Well, we'll let it run. Man, that sucks. I gotta take that starter out and shim it. Man, well, not gonna do that right now. I put back the fluid that was in it. So this thing is a pain in the butt to get off. Ow, 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 ow. Man, I stuck myself with that clamp. These are so hard to get off. There we go. Yeah, we're full. Boy, I stuck it good. I need to try to get a... Sounds like I got a vacuum leak. Sounds like it, but let me get some brake clean. Yeah, we got a vacuum leak somewhere. What is it? Sucking it in the side of that stove? I can't tell. Looks like I tighten it. I need to find I'll let that warm up some. I'm gonna try to tighten that header up some. This side's quiet. Acts like it's in the back. Hope it ain't them damn... No, it ain't that shaft. Definitely over here where the choke is. Yeah, we might be buying some rockers. I don't know if I can get just a couple. Hang on, guys. I'm going to try to find a long 7/16 wrench. Yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll drive it. Some of them I can't get to. Of course, it might be in the back. I already got a back gasket. I can't get to a couple of them. I got it tight, though. Can't get to this one or that one. There's 3 of them. Nope, 2 of them, I think. Yeah, 1. There's 2 of them. Still, it didn't make no difference. I think it needs a header gasket. I need to put that new fuel filter on it. I doubt that this is going to do it. You never know. Now that one's tight. Nah, they're tight. Sounds like it's right up front here. The gasket's probably blowed out on it. Either that or the header's got a crack in it somewhere. I bet you hear this thing in the back, guys. Hopefully you can hear it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave my mic here and churn it a little bit. Sounds pretty badass. No smoke. I got the signal on now. I need to put that fuel filter on, get these seats pulled out. I got the carpet came in. These need cleaned up. I felt like the foam's gone. The mice probably ate it up underneath, so I don't know. I may have to take this cover off, put some new foam in there. The backs are okay. The both bottoms right here, right in this part here. Of course, that could have been wore out from before. I don't know, but it sure does run good. All right, let me get this, let me get situated, figure out what I'm gonna do here. Shut this thing off, put the fuel filter on it. It's running better and better as it just sits there. Of course, that new fuel's probably starting to go through it too. What I was kind of waiting on, let that filter take the rest of the crap. Yeah, it's starting to feel better. Believe it or not, that thing's getting quiet. That lifter, it's nowhere near as bad. Yeah, I could barely even hear it anymore. All right, that might be a good thing. All right, let me get that filter. We'll get it swapped out. I'll be back here shortly. Okay. All right, guys, so here's what I'm gonna do. It's running pretty good. I'm gonna get that starter wire changed to the way I did the other car. That's it. I don't think it needs shimmed. I think it's staying with power on it. It did the same thing on that one, and we thought it was a shimming issue, and it wasn't. It kept on doing it and doing it. In fact, he went down and got the Power Master of the mini starter series, because this is the Jags one. That's what we bought first for that gold car, but it did the same thing on both of them. So end up being, and I played with them shims and played with them, and I couldn't get it to quit. So that's when I called that tech, and he told me to do that jumper or something like that. I can't remember what he told me to do, but it didn't work, just like this one, just like them instructions say. Because I never seen that before on the instructions. The other side just shows the shimming part, and I thought that's what that paper was for. I didn't bother to flip it and look. I just kind of tossed it over, and that was the end of it. That's my fault. Anyways, it was wrong to begin with. So then I had to take that jumper off, and what I done was, like I said, I moved this one together with this one on this side, and then I ran a new one down from, I believe it's this one. I gotta go look at the gold car. It took me a minute to figure out how to do it, to get it to work correctly, but I got it to work perfect on that car. As you guys know, it starts and runs fine. So I'm gonna do that, get things cleaned up. I'm gonna get the carpet in the car. I may do a part 2 on this video. I may not. I may just do kind of like a update what's going on with it, because all we're gonna do is clean it and he's gonna sell it. If you're interested in this car, jot it down in the comments there, and I'll find out what he's wanting. As far as these anything that's wrong with it, it'll be fixed before it goes anywhere. But these are quieting down. I can't barely even hear them anymore. So I'm just wondering if they just didn't have enough, if they weren't lubricated well.
Either way, if they're bad, we're going to put a set in it. So we'll wait till it's cold again, start it back up, see if it's making a noise, so on and so forth. But yeah, if you're interested, jot it down there, guys. And we'll go from there. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll see you real soon on the next one. Can't wait to show you the other one. It's pretty sweet. See ya.